Hello, friends. We are going to look at the state of Maryland in the USA, in particular, a place north of Westminster called Union Mills has a place, very interesting place that's great for your family to visit called Union Mills Homestead. Just past a place that sells tractor and farming equipment there. Those of you who like JB's Man Cave for showing some machinery would dig that. Right now we are on Littletown Pike, I believe is the name of this road. It is 97. Anyway, we are proceeding north, leaving Westminster proper and heading towards Union Mills Homestead. Now Union Mills Homestead has a interesting history that surrounds it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it as we journey there. And you're probably wondering, if you're new to JB's Man Cave, why not just get straight to the homestead? Why show all this driving and traffic lights and stopping? Well, the reason I do that is because on JB's Man Cave, I like to show the raw of things. So part of it would be looking at the surrounding area, looking at how you get there. It's all part of the journey, especially it's valuable for somebody who doesn't know anything about Maryland or doesn't even know anything about the states, because a lot of the visitors on my channel are not from the US and don't have that experience, so they come to look at what I do. I like to give people the look and feel of things as though they were there traveling with me. And because in this particular footage I am not the driver, I'm able to pan left and right at times. You get to see some of the houses, some of the roads, some of the farmlands, because these areas are big on farming and were much bigger on farming long ago, but there are a lot of residential areas now, houses, churches, community centers, schools and stuff around, as you can tell. But occasionally you'll see something like that, an old barn, an old structure that was there for many years and they try to preserve it and so forth. Nevertheless, this part of Maryland is very beautiful, and especially what makes it beautiful is the way they keep their infrastructure and their grounds and their surroundings all clean and neat. The roads are well marked, no potholes, no cracks. The grass is cut, the houses are well kept in good order. Everything looks well. So it's a bit of quote unquote eye candy at some degree if you like places like this, getaway places as some people refer to them. Anyway, we're on our way to Union Mills Homestead, and on the way you get to see both sides of the road. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm no expert, not a historian, just things that I found out. This homestead is a place that in history was owned by a family. I would like to call it the Shriver family. Maybe it's a different pronunciation for it. But this family had two brothers in particular, and one brother, at the time of the Civil War in the US, he had slaves but decided to back the Union Army, which was an oddity because his other brother, who did not have slaves, decided to join the Confederacy. And if you know a little bit about US history, the Union Army was against slavery and the Confederacy wanted to keep the slaves. So that's kind of a contradiction in terms, but nevertheless, one brother had one side of the pike and the other brother had the other side, and they would both welcome in the different armies. So the Confederate and Union armies passed through here on their way towards Gettysburg. And again, if you know anything about US history, Gettysburg is where many will say the big final twist in the Civil War happened, where the Union Army overpowered the Confederates and turned the tide of the war. Now, this homestead was more than just a home or a place for the military to pass through. In fact, they started to do business, cater for travelers. Then they even had a museum and different things that enabled people who came through there to feel at home and also to rest, get themselves in good repair, and then continue on. Now it's just run by a foundation, and that foundation allows the upkeep of the homestead. And what they do is plan many events. People get married there, they have shows there, they have role plays and reenactments of the Civil War camps. But as it is that you're going to see today, it's just simply beautiful. A nice, quiet place, at least when they don't have events, where you can go and relax with your family, enjoy the smell of the trees, the river that is there. They have a pond, large trees, and of course, they have on site the museums and a lot of historical information if you're one of those history buffs. So that's what you have to look forward to if you plan to go there. Any of you who know more about the Union Mills Homestead, feel free to comment about it. Let me know, let us know, because in commenting and sharing your information, all of us learn, and I would especially like to learn more, especially as I am not an expert on the area or the homestead. They do have a website that you can go if you want to see more about it and learn more about the homestead itself. It's called unionmills.org homestead. So from that site you can learn what they do, what the foundation does, where the events that they have coming up. For instance, well, according to the days, this upcoming July they have the Civil War encampment. I wish I could be there for that. They have a corn roast festival. They even have a microbrewery festival. Different things that, just happening. Events that you can look forward to and take your family. Especially what is good about places like this is not only that you go out and see some role play or some event, but you also learn a little bit of history as well at the same time. So let's look at the surrounding area. It's all green. You can see the signs coming up there pointing towards your homestead, and this would be the turn off. So this is the entrance here, and that's what you would see. You can see the houses. Each of these buildings have a significant part of history attached to it. There was a ground crew doing some work there that day, so I wasn't able to capture the water mill too well, but there are other things that I have. Now I can only imagine that on a day when there's an event, all this parking area would be very booked up. They have some of these historical boards that you could go and read to learn about the war and the travels of both the Confederacy and Union Army towards Gettysburg. Pennsylvania, and Gettysburg is just north of here. That's the watermill there. Like I said, they were doing some work, so it's not moving. Some interesting buildings here. I like the look of this. These take you way back to the frontier times. There are lots of green trees, lots of grass. You could see it's all cut, well maintained. And we only saw one other visitor there. And I enabled the background sound now, but you can tell how loud and noisy it is. That's what I was hearing. That's sometimes why I don't enable songs, is because this sometimes you're not going to hear anything nice. You can see where they have a tent here for whatever event they have coming up or whatever in preparation. But you can see the garden here is really lovely. They have little flowers, plants all around. This is what is interesting about here too is that you can visit that house there, that's the homestead, and inside is all the old artifacts and stuff that surrounds the time period. The foundation has done well in trying to maintain that, but it was closed for my visit here. Nevertheless, it was good to be here because we could see the surroundings and we could see it without a lot of people around. Up ahead there on that tall pole, that's I believe a bird's nest for multiple birds. As I've said in many of my videos, green always brings a psychological calming aspect to your mind, your soul, helps you to relax. You know, you add in flowers and stuff with it, and you just feel like, wow, this is where I want to be all the time. And places like this does that for you. Many of the generals that passed through here would take over this house and use it as their base. So that house has a lot of history behind it. Not sure, I believe this might be an outhouse. And in case you don't know what an outhouse is, that's the old time version of a toilet. It's a birdhouse there. Like I said, the house there that I just panned across is closed. You could see some of the old time stuff on the outside, a chair, table, and so forth. But a lot of the stuff is on the inside. But when we came today, it was just about seeing all the green, all the flowers, the garden and stuff.
Oh, I messed that up. This Saturday. It's open. You want to come back Saturday and see it, and then we can do Hashiwa after? You want to see the inside? It's basically to the inside of the mountain.
We're already here.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
It's open? Oh. What about you? If you were getting married, would this be a nice place for you to come and have your wedding? Nice open area. Probably a good place to fly kites. Not here, but in the more open area. I don't know if they allow that. Because sometimes those kites will get tangled up in trees and become an eyesore. So, well, And I saw this tree topple over, and I thought that'd be an interesting sight to pick up. And I don't know if you can see it. If you're watching this on a big screen, you'll be able to take a good look at it. But there are a lot of birds around. Some on the grass, some on the trees. Lots and lots of birds. Especially like those pine trees ahead. Makes you wonder what a strong tree like this, what happened to it. Good analogy, right? If you don't take care of the root of the issue, it doesn't matter what's going on top, it will fall. This little part here reminds me a lot of the botanical Royal Botanic Gardens in my own home country. The way it's kept, minus the pond area or river. I'm not sure what that is really. Is it a dike? Is it a river? Is it a pond? Whatever it is, it's really nice. There's some lilies growing in it. I like how they did this little bridge to cross. I wonder if they do any kayaking in there and how far up it goes. I didn't go all the way up. I imagine you could. You could have also driven up there, but time constraints always cause me to kind of curtail what I can do in a given area. Nevertheless, it's all nice eye candy. So if you were ever planning to come to the Union Mills homestead in Maryland, this is what you would see. A lot of nature, a lot of flowers, clean air, lots of grounds to move around, things to learn and view, and so forth. On the other side of here too is another, an actual river, and even more grounds. Now I'm not sure exactly where the homestead ends and begins because the grounds are so huge. But I do see a sign, and you're going to see that in a while, where it says, well, you're officially entering Union Mills Homestead. So I don't know what the other side would be. But I just love all of this. Some of those other structures have other historical events and facts and tours that are attached to them. You know, businesses that were related to the time period and the things that they did. Of course, it is a mill, was a mill that was run here. This is the other part of the grounds I was telling you about, wide open spaces that I imagine you could have some small sports events. Again, I don't know if that's allowed, but I'm just saying the grounds are big enough that, you know, if you wanted to do some frisbee or throw a ball or whatever, that could be done. But mind you, I don't know the rules here, so somebody better can always come in the comments area and tell me. Again, I'm just showing you the raw. so you get an idea of what it's like if you were here. How do you like Union Mills Homestead so far? As we approach this bridge, I believe the river separates what is the homestead's property from something else, but I don't know if it continues or not. Again, somebody can tell me in the comments area, but this river stream here is really nice. And again, there's a nice bridge where you could just go and stand on it and watch and take it in. You know, again, apart from the green, it's very therapeutic to hear water moving as well. And there's a lot of water movement here. As we exit here on the bridge, you'll see the official sign saying that you're officially entering a property. So, what do you think? I couldn't show you any specific events or anything, but this is the general area of the Union Mills Homestead Foundation Park.